Okay, guys, we are back at it, and we are about to talk about some advanced charting, how to use your indicators. This is going to show you how to match everything up, how I match everything up to get that next best bull run. And I'm Billy Banks. Make sure that you get subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on any updates, any analyses, any early seats. And I am now leaving my Banquetability Classroom scanner 24/7 live in the classroom and live on YouTube Shorts. I'm gonna make a live on all three channels as well. This has been well tested. We've been active in here trading off of this all weekend. I think I put this up in here on Friday, I believe, and all weekend been going off. In fact, as a matter of fact, still sitting up about 1,000%. Plus another 700 on BTC and TRX as well. And that is off of the live scanner, giving us support resistance. And then we're going to talk to you more about how to use the Bankability Classroom live scanner off of these different indicators. So one thing you do got to remember is everything does come down to your different, to your specific trading strategy, your specific goal and role. How you like to trade, what makes you feel comfortable. If you're going for a long term, if you're going for a day trade, because there's different kinds of chart time frames that you're gonna have to use for each and every single one of these. And if you are going off of a swing trade time frame like me, then use your 4 hour chart. So here, check this out. I'm gonna take you over to the Bankability Classroom scanner and welcome anybody who is. I see people are live on the YouTube Shorts watching the scanner as well. I got to go ahead and refresh this real quick, so this would be good to see real fast. Put the RSI and MACD on again. We are watching this off of a 1 minute chart for 1 minute chart trades. If you notice yours over here on the right, we're using this off of a 15-minute chart for 15-minute chart trades. So we're going to compare both of these two along with all the different indicators as well so you get a general idea of what you're looking at. Let's go ahead and get this refreshed real quick, okay? So this could be all loaded up. The RSIs and MACDs are actually off there right now. For anybody who's watching this live video on a laptop, we can continue though. So on CRKN, we got this thing going down to the lows of 5 cents. Notice how it's oversold and on the RSI and getting ready to make bullish divergence on your MACD indicator. With an average value, you just see my last video I was just making on volume, on free floats, and on how to match those up along with your different indicators, then you already got a better general understanding of what you are looking at here and what we're going to be talking about here. So here on CRKN, for example, we can see how it went down to 5 cents. It went from overbought, where you don't want to buy, down to oversold, where you do want to buy. They have an average value of 43 million and a current value of 800 million. If you recall, we talked about free float as well in the last video. They have a free float of 231 million. That's a big free float on the CRKN. Your volume now is starting to outdo that free float. The current volume of 641 million, making it very active in the last trading day. Again, that volume is for 1 day. So you have to hone in on that 1 day's time frame. On your 1 day chart, when you watch all your volume and everything all get to picking up and whatnot like this, so that volume can be bullish and that volume can be bearish. It's all about following along with the trend because your technicals have to support it. So let's say this stock is oversold. The stock oversold, it got low volume. It's morning time, so it's definitely still got low volume if it's morning time in most cases on the stock, because the stock by the time 7 o'clock comes in, that's when your stock is really going to start to get and volatile, because that's when everybody on all the other chart trading platforms starts to wake up. Make sure you mind what chart trading platform that you're using, because the different chart trading platforms can leave you at a massive disadvantage. I use Webull, as you can see. I'm currently over here getting our live classroom scanner set back. Here we go right here now. Well, our live resistance and support ranges. So here, what you want to do, this is on BTC, for example, of course, is when you see it's oversold, you're gonna get what's hit, what they call resistance and support ranges. You can spot out those resistance support ranges. I'm showing you these lines over here so you can see the last resistance support ranges. Notice where it bounced from here. That's exactly where it had this big sell-off there. That resistance will turn into support. If it can break past that, that next big resistance is going to get faced, and then it's going to push back down and retest that previous resistance that is now the new support. Get a general understanding of how to read in and watch your charts. So here, if that's on a 15 minute, if you look over here on your 1 minute chart, and I'll show you guys this who are watching your live YouTube short as well here on your 1 minute chart. Remember, it's always the same. Oversold, that thing is up there over. If it's either up there over, if it's overbought, you do not want to buy. If it's oversold, you do want to buy. Once it gets down towards that oversold range, you're going to be looking for the next round of bullish divergence to come in. Once that next round of bullish divergence comes in, this, for example, is BTC. So it's always big in volume. Keep that in mind. But for anybody watching this video, I can show you back over on your chart time frame. And once that bullish divergence comes in, you want to see big volume start to outdo the average volume at that point. And if it does start to fill up that float, then you start to get that thing to start to make those uptrends all the way to where it overdoes that float and then starts to make that big spike. Once those big spikes are made, that stock or that crypto will get ready to sell back off. So at that point there, it's up to each individual investor to have decided what they chart trading time frame is or what their goal and role is and whatnot to best determine if they want to lock in gains there or they want to continue to hold on. Now, there's a few ways you're going to figure out if you want to still hold on. Again, me, myself, like I say, I'm just a swing trader, bringing you guys to stay fidelity. And like I say, this is just a quick educational video on some of the ways that I look at stocks. And I'm showing you how we do our advanced trading along in the classroom using advanced charting and advanced indicators. I know right now this advanced chart over here may confuse you, but it's all about support and resistance, pivot points, oversold and overbought. And again, we're doing this off a 15-minute and a 1 minute. So these are for day trades here. If you're going for fast trades, it's going to be off a 1 minute chart. If you're going for slower trades throughout the day, then you can actually get that off of your 15-minute chart for a wider span, where you still might want to lock in gains, as you can see that they do up there at the top, where it hits that resistance. These are for day traders, for swing trades and day traders and stuff like that. Now, then it comes down to determining if you actually really want to be holding into that thing for the long term or the lifetime or whatever the case is. Well, you're about to have to go down to some bigger time frames now. Instead of honing in to see what's going on because you're nervous about that current action at that minute, you need to hone out to see what the trajectory and projection could be for the next couple days. Where you can see on your 4 hours or your dailies, you have a wider span to climb. Here on CRKN, you have an extremely wide span to climb, where it looks dangerous on your 15s, overbought, dangerous. It's overbought on your 4 hours. So you went for your 4 hour down to your 15, and you're looking at your value, your free flow already looking like that. It's only going to look more dangerous and more dangerous each time frame you get closer and closer. Each smaller time frame you go. It's getting more it's getting more volatile, and the volume and stats don't look good for those smaller positions that are already dangerous. Now, if you're going out to your bigger time frame, as you can see, well, it looks a lot better now, right? Oh man, we got about 1 million in volume coming into CRKN, right? Everybody loving CRKN right now. While that volume is outdoing the free flow, it's still early. You see bullish divergence coming in. These show some bullish signs, so it can look a lot better for a longer term investor, a lot more appealing, and a lot less dangerous than it would for us day traders or swing traders who are already overbought, who already got done facing those stats. And remember, we've already been catching CRKN for previous rounds along in the Discord, like I was just showing you if you've seen the last video. So remember, it's different for some of us because a lot of us, we've been in the markets for so long. We remember all of these stocks. We already caught rounds in all of these stocks, And again, you always be able to see me in my section when I'm telling you when to buy and when to sell these stocks on time. But like if you're newer to the market, you don't remember how CRKN used to do these. You don't remember how how that stock over there used to do that and all that stuff like that. You just not figuring that stuff out. So you are already at a major disadvantage from all the other people who already know how to match up their technicals, all the other people who already know how to feel for the stats and stuff like that. So what you want to do, since you're already at that disadvantage, is try not to be messing with all those day traders and all those most active value. Yeah, they look cool and all. It's the most active. A million in value, a billion in value, looking great. But let me tell you something. When you got a penny stock downer like this one, for example, they got big volume like that, for example, it can mislead traders because now we got newer traders like this is the best thing. But little the traders know, because the new traders don't know this, then they don't want y'all to know. I'll tell y'all so y'all know. These stocks under that dollar getting ready to kill the markets, and they often will, and already have multiple times on multiple occasions, come in for their reverse split. Like CRKN is getting ready to come in for a reverse split. So how can you avoid these type of things? For one, you always want to make sure you're being up to date with the overall market conditions. No matter what, when you're looking back at your stock, you got to go back to see if the market conditions are there. Because remember, like I just said, those technicals have to match up. If your markets are overbought as well, you know where that's going? Well, down oversold. Now, don't get me wrong, they can ride that bullishness for some time. They can, but when they get overbought, there's only one next thing in coming, and that's a round of bearishness. You got a round of bullishness and a round of bearishness. So, one, you got to keep open market conditions every time you're looking at your stock or crypto to understand what the conditions are. Next, if you're looking to get into your stock, you need to start at the beginning, not at the end. Where do these stocks begin and end, you ask? Well, they begin down at the 52-week low, where they're going to go oversold, like we just previously discussed. Like where they're going to make bullish divergence, like we just previously discussed. Where it's going to look very good for that oversold stock down and making that next round of the bullish divergence on a bullish day. Make sure your market conditions looking good. And get this, in the last trading day, about 4,000 advancers, 2,000 declines. Don't get me wrong. Markets coming in for a bit of bearishness. Make sure your technicals match up. One could hold off from WNW at this point right now as the market is looking to open up for more bearishness coming in, creating what could be another opportunity to get WNW, possibly even at a better discount than it's 36 cents. But even if one wants to get in there now, remember, it's still oversold down there with an average value, if you guys remember the last video on volume of 260 million, a decent small volume that'll get filled with a current volume of 11.56 million, well overfilling that stock, and a free flow of 62.10 million. This stock here will be getting up to the most actives. It's a tech stock, by the way. You got to match up your industry. But we're not going to talk all about the fundamentals in this one. Really, it means right now, currently, it's all about making sure you guys understand how to match up the technicals. Now remember, once that thing goes from overbought, you want to see it sell back down to oversold. Overbought goes down oversold. You don't want to buy overbought. You do want to buy oversold. You want to wait for the next round of clear bullish divergence. It'll look a lot better. You want your volume to outdo that average value. You want your free flow to get filled. It's going to take a little more pressure to fill this, but once it does, remember they got a whole gap to fill. There are more things that you can look into to give yourself reassurance. So, what it is all about is taking away the most uncertainties you can. The more uncertainties you can take away, the more certain you can be. Make sure that you check your order flow to see if you have extra large orders coming in. Here on WNW, for example, with all those other matching sets. We got the volume picking up, outdoing average volume. We got our free float that we see is going to be getting picked up. It's already getting ready. It's already sort of filling up that cup from these lows. You can only imagine waking up on a bullish morning and this thing getting ready to take off. It's oversold, make a bullish divergence on a day like this. Even with them selling some off here until the after hour some, it's still holding up, and you have a mass amount of extra larges coming in. And you look at that cost distribution. Some of the most bullish cost distribution that you've ever seen coming in on the stock at the bottom with massive gap to fill. This is how I find the next upcoming stocks down to the 52-week lows. The 52-week lows turns into that most active stock where everybody is buying with 800 million in volume, as you can see on just these examples here. That done went down to their 52-week lows, CRKN, GCTK, and RIME. The last few that are been coming in for such bullets this last few days. These most active stocks will turn into the top gainers. Once they become the top gainers and explode, from there, you're either locking in gains as a swing trader or a day trader, or you're honing out to a bigger time frame, dailies, weeklies, monthlies, and seeing if that stock is still oversold or still has room to grow or whatever, and is still in the right position for you. For one, for example, from BMRA. Then you're going to see if it has the proper fundamentals now. It's not about the technicals at this point now. It's not about the free floats and the volumes and the market. It's not about too much more of that now. It already done made it from the most out, already done made it to the top gainers, done exploded and all that stuff. Now at that point now it's going to be all about if it has the strong balance sheets, if it has the good news, if it has the fundamentals and bright future to support that thing holding up when it reaches up to new highs. For example, something like your ACHR. That's doing its big test now. After coming in for a massive bull run from the 52-week lows, let's go down to a weekly chart. From its 52-week lows, picked up in that volume, has exploded up to $13. Sells off because it's overbought on all time frames, might I add. Gets volatile from there because of swing traders now. Only swing traders now at this point, people don't even believe in holding in long term. Just swing traders trying to do their dance in there now. At these highs, remember, they get dangerous at those highs. Because now day traders and penny traders can't really go for them. Only bigger people, only bigger investors want to go for it at that point. And there, and from there, they have all the news they can to push up to those highs. They got to come out with a stronger catalyst than that. Even. But if you hone out to bigger time frames, it could look a lot more appealing to some people with proper fundamentals. There's different ways that people trade. Some people use their own different, like specialized indicators. Some people, like me, use my specialized charts with, like I showed you in class. Like I have run on our YouTube live stream. Some people like to only trade those specific types of charts or indicators. Some people only trade therapeutics. It's up to you to figure out how you like to trade, what makes you feel most comfortable. Some people only like to go for those short squeezes. Some people just literally, in general, just plain and simple, only looking for the short squeeze to trigger that day. It's all about what makes you feel most comfortable. Don't work for the markets. Make the markets work for you. I'm Billy Banks. Join me in class. Use our advanced scanners. I'll show you how this is done. Active in trades right now. Actually getting ready to take a quick BTC short. Is what I've been waiting on because the next update is going to be a bearish sell signal. Like how you see on that bearish sell signal there, is going to be a big one. It's on a 1 minute chart. But if y'all want to know more about trading, I'll see y'all in there in. Happy trade.